excuse me, that was a little bit rough. What that was a chord melody version of Fly Me to the Moon. It's not how I normally play it, which will generally cause me to trip up a little bit. I'm not usually thinking, I'm trying to stick with this fairly strict melody. Oftentimes I tend to be a little bit loose with that. But what I want to do today is play a version close to the way Sinatra might sing it, or something that you would find in the real book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be teaching you the melody along with chords and explain where it all comes from. The melody is the melody, that's how the song goes, again, how it's sung, how you'll find it in a chart or whatever. But the harmonic structure is something we have a lot of options with. So especially on the guitar, because there's so many different places we can play those chords. Now, check out my other video that shows the basic chords, or the basic jazz chords, so you can get an idea of the harmonic structure. And once you do understand that, it will definitely help. So I'm going to get straight into it. So first thing, the first chord in the song is an A minor, and what I'm actually doing is starting with an A minor 7, just like that. And this is how you can compose any arrangement of a jazz standard or other. So I take this chord because that's just a version of an A minor 7. Now, I won't get fully into the breakdown of the chords unless the voicing is a bit more interesting, but these are all fairly straightforward voicings. This is straight out of an A minor chord like that. So I'm going to bar my finger right across. I'm going to take the open A string, and now I can reach the note in the melody, which I like to be a little bit higher up. That's pretty standard for most jazz guitar players. They'll take the melody and they'll put it up at what we call an octave. So anyway, play along. So we've got the 8 there, then the 7, 5, 8. Now we're looking for the next chord. Okay, we've got into that bar. The melody note goes to F, but the chord at this point is a D minor 7. So here comes the D minor 7, and now I'm catching that note there, which is the next note of the melody. So if you could add more interesting notes if you want to, and of course you can do all kinds of different versions of that chord that you may know, but I'm guessing if you're here, you're probably just wanting to get these basics down, so I'll continue along. Now, I can reach, the melody now goes, okay, so I'm already here at the pinky, 5 on the first string, and 8 there. Then the next chord up the D minor is a G7. So this is a G7 chord, as you may know, as a basic version. The key ingredients to that chord: G, a B, a D, and an F. Now this is where basic theory is really handy, but of course you can learn a lot of voicings that will help. So if you learn all your different voicings for 7th chords, you might have seen this voicing before. Okay, that's straight from a D7. D, E flat, E, F, F sharp, G7. Okay, so if you see what I did there, watch that a couple times, I think you'll find that it makes sense. So this is what we've got so far. Here's the G7, we just did that. G7, here's the melody, here's the chord that goes around that area. We're obviously not going to reach a G7 here and get right way up there, so we can do this. Then we get the 5th fret there. Okay, da, da. This note, that's the F. And this chord looks very similar, so we've actually already moved on to the next chord. Again, go back and watch that again and flow through. You get comments sometimes, and of course it's going to happen that I'm moving too quick. It's YouTube, you can stop it and go back. Now I've said it before and I'll say it again, if this is too complicated, you may just not be ready, and that's not insulting. That shouldn't be insulting to you. If you find that insulting, you're going to have a hard time learning anything, let alone an instrument, because it's you're always out of your depth. That's kind of how you get better. But anyway, so this is now that C chord, right? So we've done this. G7. Now, why is this a C chord, yet before it looked very much like that A minor chord? Well, they share a lot of notes. Okay, so we've got a G, we've got a C, and we've got an E. Now, they're the 3 key notes out of a C chord, okay? Take any major scale, take the first note, the 3rd note, and the 5th note, and that's your basic triad. The same applies with minor chords, minor 7 chords, we then add 7s, etc. That's probably for another lesson. I'll keep moving along. So we've just played a C chord. It's like this. Remember this version of a C chord? You learnt this before. Remember an A chord. There you go. Now you can see where that came from. So you can use a lot of these basic shapes to transport yourself around the neck. Okay. So we've just played that C chord. Now what we're going to do, this is an F major 7. The melody's there. The F major 7 gets us that melody. Haven't seen that chord before? Well, you've seen a C major chord. You lift that finger, you've seen the C major 7 chord. If not, you have now. If we put our fingers like this and take that right up to the 8th fret, that's not what we're playing right now. We're going to bar that right across. Now we're playing the same chord. We've just moved it up enough times so that it's actually an F major 7. So we've got our A. Okay. Da, 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 da. That was G, F, E. Now we're playing just a B minor 7. Okay. So you can see my pinky is playing the 7th fret on the 3rd string. That's the melody. Okay, technically this is a B minor 7 flat 5, but we haven't had to utilize the flat 5 yet. Okay, hopefully you can see I've played the 5th fret on the 2nd string, 6th fret on the 2nd string, and that note there is the flat 5 against a B. If that doesn't make sense, that's okay, just play it. It'll make sense one day. Now I abandon the chord at this point. I play the melody there, and I hit the 6th string, which is an open E, because the chord is now at an E7. And then if you want, continuing the melody there, when I land on that note, I grab the G sharp. Okay, so I'm going to play everything up to here. D on there, we're back to A minor. And what I did, I played the 5th fret there, barred it, got the 5th fret there, just like that. Okay? Then we're playing an A7 chord. Okay, that's nice and easy. You would have used that in the chords you learnt before. Now we're up to the B section. So we're just playing a D minor 7 to the F, that's the melody. Playing a G7 here. No melody at this point, it's a rest for the vocal melody. Kind of straight back up to this shape of G7 we used before, but the melody plays a C, so we're actually going to push our pinky up there and tuck it back in. Now we want an E in the C chord. So you've already seen this chord, we're using C major 7 again. Sorry, my apologies. Wheel here. We want that A. So we play the C chord, bar right across. We can play the G there, so. Okay, so let me explain that little bit there. We're going to go from the B section again. We go. Sorry. There's your D minor 7 with the melody, the C. G7. I'm trying to eliminate anything fancy here. Then we go back to here, but with the G7 chord. Now what I did here, we played okay, so I'm playing C, I'm getting this note here. Now I move to an F chord, F major 7, but I had to cheat a little bit, I had to stretch out and grab the G here because that's part of the melody, so we're going, E7, A7. Then we do the D minor 7 again, with the C there, with the pinky. Back up to that voicing. Now we play, there's our melody right there. So we go back to the C. Now what we want to do here, which I did wrong before when I played it at the start, was we want to set up our return back to the A section, or the second A section. So we need to just play an E7. That will work really, really well. So you've seen a C7 before? Maybe you've seen a C chord, C7, C, C sharp, D, D sharp. There's an E7. So we're going to set up our return back to A minor like that. Let me play that whole B section for you. Sorry. If I can. Did I do that right? Yeah, sorry. And then the D minor 7. E7. Okay, now we're back to here. So, at this point, you've already done all of this part, so I'm going to flow through it. It's exactly the same at this point of the song. Now this part is the B section again, but it's a little bit different. This sets up the very end of the end of the head. So we do all the same as before for the D minor 7 to the G7, and then we go E minor 7, we hit up to the second string, and we get this G natural as our melody. A7, and then just so I'm hitting up to the F, then C, G7, and then it's the I love you. Okay, I shouldn't be singing that anyway. Yeah, okay, so when I played that before, I went, I love you, just like that. So the actual melody goes, that's actually how I'm pretty sure the actual melody goes, or it's how I certainly interpret it anyway. So I'm going to play through that very end, and then I'll play through the whole chart one more time and sort of talk through it. So the very, very end there, we got up to the B section. There's our melody in the E minor 7 chord. D minor 7 again. Play up to there. Sorry. Da da da. Okay, so I'm actually playing this, and then I'm playing that, and that all fits around the D minor 7 chord, minor 7 chord. With my pinky, I get that E natural, and we hit an E7, and we're back to the start. And now I'm going to roll through that, and this will hopefully help you put it together. We can do just the A7 like that. Sorry. When I play this live, I do this last bit quite different. This is a little bit embarrassing. Let me just do that last bit. There we go. Alright, so there you go. Hopefully there's enough information there for you to put something together. I'm so sorry I haven't played that perfect at any stage. Generally when I'm playing that for a gig, it's admittedly it's probably looser than it should be, but I wanted to put that out there anyway as it was, because you can always muck around with these things. You can use different chords. There's a lot you can do. I think usually at the end there I'll probably just go, yeah, I just throw all this other stuff in. Actually I do this, yeah, very substitute ending, so I do apologise. I had to quickly and in a panic state in my head really simplify that. So if you've got any questions, let me know. Now make sure you're familiar with the song. If you're familiar with the song, you'll have no trouble putting it together with what we've done there. Get yourself a copy of the chart if you need to, but it's quite a good idea to just pluck along and see how you go. Let me know what you think. please share this with other people. Yeah, it's like that. It is all doable. This stuff. It's not impossible. Even though I made my own playthrough of it seem pretty impossible. I do appreciate you watching. Please subscribe, like, etc. And thanks for watching. See you next time.